Today we're talking Jordan 11 Space Jam.
Cool shoes.
And getting right into the history of this shoe, the first thing many people do notice is that there's a 45 on the back and not the usual Jordan 23. But we know there's a good reason why. They wouldn't just put a random number on the back of the shoe, would they?
Exactly. So obviously when Jordan returned and wore the Jordan 11s, he actually returned with the number 45. And this was purely because obviously at this time his father wasn't there to witness him unretire 23.
Yeah, so he was leaving the 23 to be a legacy to his family and his dad.
And he
wanted a different number.
Yeah, he wanted to start a new chapter in his NBA career.
But we all know he returned to the 23, so what happened?
So a player on Orlando Magic at the time goes by the name of Nick Anderson.
Yeah.
And he actually stole the ball off Michael.
Which was unheard of.
It was completely unheard of, okay? But not only to do that, he then poured salt in the wound by deciding to trash talk him and say,
oh no,
45 doesn't look like 23. So what do you think Michael did at this point?
I mean, if I was Michael at this point and I'm not on my A game and someone says it's the number, I'm bringing back the 23.
Gone is 45. Back from the rafters is 23.
Which, when we look back at the unboxing experience of the shoe, you can see that the 23 is actually wrapping over the 45, which is a nod to this interaction the two players have had. So that's pretty cool. I really like the unboxing experience. And all the little Easter eggs, like the 23 wrapping the 45, saying overshadowing, no matter what you do, the 23 will always be your number. And then even when you open it, you got a reference to the movie, which is Space Jam. So you got the purple, like a galaxy, which looks really dope. I think, in my opinion, is one of the best unboxing experiences, only because of what it means on the Easter eggs and the amount of effort that goes into it. So it reflects the amount of effort that Jordan actually put into training and the film.
Yeah. So he worked from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. on the movie. And during his breaks from filming, he would then work out with his personal trainer to get his body back into that NBA shape.
Because he was a baseball player, so he's
Yeah.
a lot slimmer,
A lot
different
slimmer,
muscles working
yes,
out. So
exactly.
he had to get back into the basketball.
And then on top of that, at the end of every day, he would then get 5 hours of practice in, where he would bring in some of the best
crazy
talent in the NBA league.
On while recording the film.
Yes, exactly. Reggie Miller even has gone on record to call him and reference him as a vampire because he didn't know when he slept.
I suppose he would just, rather than sleep at night because he was working so hard to get back into basketball, he was napping.
Probably like just pure power naps. And it's obviously, it's just crazy to think of how much work ethic that goes into that man's mind when he's focusing on winning championships.
Yes, which even while recording and the Jordan 11 Space Jam is coming out, he still averaged quite a good score on these.
He did. So he averaged 27.9 points in total playing in this shoe, which, considering he was at that time still in a baseball player body, that's still pretty decent and still better than some of the players today.
Yeah, so he's still getting really good scores while recording the film, while not sleeping and being a vampire.
Yeah.
Which it's just amazing. It just goes to show the work ethic behind this man.
100%.
Why he's one of the greatest athletes of all time.
1,000%.
But Jordan's not the only person that has quite an interesting story with the Jordan 11s, is he now?
No. So for me, this is literally where it all started, the obsession with Michael Jordan and my love for basketball.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, for whatever reason, I just wouldn't eat at all. I wouldn't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I was on protein shakes and protein cookies to try and get my weight gain and everything up. It was so bad that doctors had told my parents if nothing changes, I would have to be fed through a tube.
And that's not what you want, is it? At a young age, you don't want to be fed through a tube, so something had to change.
It's pretty serious. So at that time, the only way to shut me up was stick me in front of the telly.
So you got bribed with me.
Pretty much. My dad rented out Space Jam from Blockbusters.
Yeah.
And he just noticed how infatuated I was with watching Michael just fly through the air and obviously dunk and stuff. Even just that the opening title sequence of all his highlights and the music and everything.
Yeah.
So he decided to use Michael Jordan as motivation to get me to eat. He went out and he got me a basketball hoop. He put me through standard drills. And anytime I was like not going to eat, he would say, I mean, if you want to play like Mike, you've got to eat every bite.
So you got bribed. It's like, if you don't eat, you're never going to play like the guy you admire and aspire to be like.
So from that point on, the seed was planted at that point. And from that point on, I just wanted to do in my everyday life and be as driven in my everyday life as Michael was to the game of basketball.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny you should say that because I actually have quite a similar story. We'll be sharing on our next video. So make sure you watch that so you don't miss out. And you find out what the interesting story. It's quite similar, but in a completely different way.
I can't
which
wait.
Also relates to the next shoe we're going to be doing a video on. So some of you guys that know me, you might know where this is going, but it's going to be great. So make sure you check out our next video. And before we do go off, we got to give a massive, massive shout out to Vandal. This guy, he's amazing. He's really helped us out.
Best
the new logo, the new thumbnails,
title,
channel, banner.
All
He's been a great help, and all his socials are going to be down below.
Don't forget to check out our TikTok and our previous video where we talk the history,
which is going to be somewhere here. So make sure you check out where everything began with the Jordan 1s and the start of the legacy. So make sure you check out our previous video, which will be somewhere around here.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All that being said,
that's all, folks.